Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Snappy Cappy. Today, we're going to be talking about video games for casual gamers. But first, we want to start off with a little shout out.
Yeah, I wanted to give my cousin a shout out. He has a little website. It's called Immortal Create. He actually makes like little Yu-Gi-Oh cards or Pokemon cards, just regular nerd stuff. They're really cool. Recommend checking it out. We'll probably have a link, down in the description. But yeah, go ahead, check it out. Give him some love.
Yeah, I'll definitely leave the link in the description so you can check out all the cool stuff that he makes.
All right, what's number one on our list?
Well, first, I wanted to kind of start off with like a couple questions.
Oh, sure.
So, what is casual gaming to you?
I honestly have a firm belief that casual games can be pretty much anything that you want it to be. Pretty much anything that at the end of the day you can play for like an hour or two just to wind down. You have really casual games like farming simulators, things like that. Or you could be like me, being kind of crazy and be like, oh, Warframe is my casual game. But in reality, anything that you can really sit down, play for like an hour or two just to wind down.
Okay. And to me, casual gaming is just like a game that I can pick up and not really have to think about doing anything. And what I mean by that is like I don't have to think about, putting mods on my character or my weapon or what kind of background my character has to do certain things or modifying weaponry or armor, things like that. Just something that I can jump into. The game's kind of like the storyline, the gameplay is just kind of handed to me, and I don't really have to think about anything. Something that's very stress-free.
You can just kind of turn off your brain and just play the game.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And why do you like casual games?
Well, just to kind of expand on what you said there, of course, you get to just turn off your brain. You don't have to really think about anything that happened throughout the day, anything stressful. Again, just kind of helps you ease into being in your space. That's what I really like about that.
Yeah, and I can agree with that. It's something that I like about casual games. Just take away the stress of the day, just kind of getting into it, no stress, no anger, no frustration, just everything's laid out there for you and you can just go have fun, do whatever you want, really.
Yeah, unless you're playing Harvest Moon, Winds of Anthos, and you're really looking for that one seed and it's way across the map. But
I would quit the game. But okay, we'll get into our list. So the first game is Stardew Valley.
Stardew Valley, I think, is a great casual game. Not only for solo players, but for, couples or, friends that just want to sit down and play a little farming simulator. It's really basic. You start off, the tutorial pretty much tells you, hey, this is how you pick up and clean your farming space, how you till, all this stuff. That's a great casual game.
I haven't really played too much Stardew Valley. I think I've only played Stardew Valley for like an hour or two.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I mean...
So I can't really comment too much about, how casual it is, but...
Well, I mean, even just playing it for an hour or two, you get a semblance of what it is. And that's pretty much what it is throughout the entire game.
Yeah.
Minus getting... there is a bit of a story to it. You do have to collect certain things. I'm not going to say like certain plants or certain crops, but certain things for every season. And each one comes with its own little prize and stuff like that. So, yeah, there are things to do in it. So you can play it extensively. I know people that have played it for, hundreds of hours and they're still not bored of it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you just pick it up, play for a few hours, and you're all done. And you can just always pick it up and do the same thing.
The next game is Tomodachi Life. Have you ever played Tomodachi Life?
I have not. I've seen you play it.
Yeah.
Which it looks hilarious, but you're going to have to expand on it a little bit for me.
Yes, so Tomodachi Life, it's definitely a hard game to get your hands on at this point in time because it was only for the 3DS. And unfortunately, if you're a modder or anything, you can't get it anymore because the Nintendo store for the 3DS is officially closed down.
Gosh dang it, Nintendo.
So the only way that you can really get it is if you have a physical game for your 3DS. But essentially what the game is you have your Miis, you know, your little characters that you make for, you know, you had a 3DS, a Wii, you'll remember those. And you kind of just, you know, build an apartment for them, you feed them, you play games with them, you interact with them. Sometimes it'll have you solve conflicts between your Miis, which are just, you know, silly little things like, this person doesn't like my hat. What should I tell them? Or, you know, I want to be friends with this person. What should I say or what should I do? It's kind of like Stardew Valley in the aspect where, like, you know, you can have your characters get married and have a kid, and then you can have them have their own house. You build like a certain relationship with your Miis, and you can win like little prizes based off of that. You can earn like songs, which you can make your Miis sing, and you can actually change the lyrics. You can play kind of like charades with them. You can get them together and ask them certain questions, and they'll answer them. My favorite thing, and it's the favorite thing of a lot of people who play Tomodachi Life, is just to ask them the most inappropriate questions and see which of them start raising their hands and things like that. So there's not really a story to it. It's just you build up your town, interact with your characters, dress them up, and just have fun with it.
Right on.
So yeah, it's a very silly game, but it's super fun.
I need to see you play that game more.
Yes. So the next game is Animal Crossing. Specifically, Animal Crossing New Horizons, because that's the only Animal Crossing game I've ever played.
Yeah, and I mean, I know that you've played it a lot. Not to the extent that like a lot of other people play it, but you've played it for quite some time. I know I played with you for a little while too, but yeah. I couldn't really get into it. It really is a solid casual game, but just everything's in real time.
Yeah. Animal Crossing does get kind of boring after a while, but I believe that it was released at the perfect time because it was released pretty much right as the pandemic shutdowns happened. So, if you were somebody like me who was, kind of shut in and didn't have much to do, it was the perfect kind of game. So essentially, Animal Crossing, you make your character, you're stuck on an island, you help develop the island, so you get people to move onto the island, build their houses, build your house. You can do terraforming on the island. You can collect items to make your houses a little bit more exciting. Things to make your island look more exciting. You can do farming, terraforming. You can go to different people's islands, check out what they have, get inspiration for your island from them. I know for a long time there was actually like a trade system going on. So people built like eBay pages where you could go and you could be like, oh yeah, I want this item that I can't find. And you would meet that person in Animal Crossing and you'd exchange bells and then they would give you the item that you wanted.
Oh, great.
So there's like a whole bartering system going on for a while, but then it got like insane because people wanted like real money after a while.
Yeah, that always seems to happen with, rare items in games. I know that's a big thing in other games, but it seems to happen that way.
But the cool thing is that they also have what they call treasure islands. So you can go to a treasure island, and a lot of these people just have endless amounts of everything that you could possibly find in Animal Crossing. You can just go and pick it up.
Oh, gosh. Okay.
Yeah. But I think it's a pretty fun game. And, you can put a lot of hours into it because it's kind of like a chore simulator. You have things that you have to do every day for a certain amount of time until you get to like the quote unquote end of the game, and then you're kind of just left to free roam.
Gotcha. Okay.
But like you mentioned earlier, the thing that sucks about it is the fact that it's a real time thing. And I know before you could time skip on your Switch. I don't think they let you do that anymore.
They went ahead and patched that, probably.
I think so.
Beans. Well, yeah, it's definitely an adorable game. Yeah. But it's just the whole, you have to wait 8 real-time hours for this thing to like respawn or something.
Yeah, or
that gets me a little bit.
Or like if you aren't able to play the game until later in the day, like the shops close at 9 p.m. every single day.
Oh.
So like if you aren't able to get on until like 8:50,
you either have a really small window or you're just kind of screwed.
Yeah. So that also kind of sucks. But if you're someone that kind of really enjoys just, decorating and building and things like that, Animal Crossing is a fun game.
Right on.
Yeah. The next game is The Sims.
Oh, The Sims. I love The Sims. I mean, that's, of course, a more popular one. But yeah, pretty much endless things you can do, from, really taking care of your Sims to just being absolutely cruel.
Taking away the ladder in the swimming pool or trapping them in a room with no doors and no windows.
Absolutely. Oh, man. And that's another game where you could just play it like how it was intended. Slowly build up your Sims, slowly build your house. Pick it up for an hour or two. You'll be fine. On the flip side, if your idea of a casual game is modding it until it just becomes silly, you could do that too.
Yeah, there are so many PC mods for Sims that it's insane. Like, there are some people who mod their Sims to the point where they look like real people.
Jeez.
Just with everything else looking like The Sims.
See, I remember playing The Sims 2 Bustin' Out.
Yeah.
With my cousins a lot. And my cousin looked up pretty much all the cheats that he wanted, within like the little cheat mechanic that it has in there.
Yeah.
So we would just absolutely make our characters broken. Like everything was at a max. We had like infinite money. And we would just make our characters just do silly things. So that was a lot of fun. Yeah,
and I kind of miss The Sims 2, specifically because it had multiplayer. And it had a story mode as well as the, just casual mode that Sims 4 has, which is the normal mode.
Absolutely.
But I like that it had a story mode because that was pretty cool. I also missed the fact that they had aliens. That was always so funny. Just seeing your Sims get sucked away and it's like, oh, where did he go?
Yeah. It was a lot of fun, even just making alien characters.
Yeah.
So, God, I miss The Sims 2.
Yeah, I really hope that The Sims 5 goes back to the formula of Sims 2 because I think that's where it was like perfected.
Oh yeah. We can dream.
Yeah, but if you like, customizing characters, if you like building houses or like businesses, if you like just general life simulators, of course you're gonna like Sims. And I'm pretty sure everyone has played one of the many Sims games in one way or another. I don't even think it's basically impossible to skip a Sims game.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
If you've played, you either know you've played a Sims game or you don't know that you've played a Sims game.
All right.
And the next game is Minecraft.
Oh my gosh, Minecraft. Absolute perfection. I love Minecraft. I haven't played it recently, and I know there's been huge updates, but in reality in Minecraft, again, you can pretty much do whatever you'd like. Open sandbox, you can go to the edge of the world, or you could just make a really cozy mine and just live there if you really want to. There is a story mode that you can follow. You don't have to. And that's, I think, what makes it a really good casual game. Because you could just throw in hundreds, thousands of hours just building the perfect base or a replica of Chicago or something. So whatever you want to do, you can do it.
Yeah, and when he says that, it's 100% true. I have seen people like completely replicate like the Death Star in Minecraft. I have seen people like completely remake Pandora from Avatar in Minecraft.
Another thing that people really like doing is messing with like the redstone. Mm-hmm. People have made actual functioning computers.
Yeah.
Inside of Minecraft, which is ridiculous. So
yeah, wasn't there even someone who made like a functioning calculator? Yeah,
it was a full-on functioning calculator. It was great.
And the cool thing about Minecraft is, like, you know, not is it just a casual game, which is mostly what we're talking about, but the fact that it has been used as an educational resource. Like, it's great for engineering students, math students, architecture students. Like, it's such a versatile game, which I don't think anybody expected to happen, but it just blew up in ways that people couldn't even imagine.
Oh yeah, it's just, it went from, you know, this super simple, blocky building game to being something that, you know, again, you can replicate the Death Star, make a calculator. It's great.
Yeah, that's super awesome.
I need to get Minecraft again.
Yes.
I need to see if I can make a calculator.
I don't know if I'd be able to make a calculator, but I'd love to remake, like, you know, one of the villages in, like, The Witcher or something.
Oh, that'd be awesome. Yeah. I'm okay with it. Yeah.
So the next game is Among Us, or what we like to call Mogus. Mogus.
Yeah, you know, it's a fun little... Granted, though, this one is actually the kind of game where you have to be online and play with people, right?
Yeah.
So there is that. If you like playing casually, you know, with random people, just kind of getting your socialization in for the day. I think that would be a really great casual game for a lot of people.
Yeah, because, again, you can just play it with random people. You can play it with a group of friends that you have. I know there are people that play Among Us, like, competitively, but it is mostly a casual game. And if you have never played Among Us, which I'd be surprised if people haven't played Among Us yet, because it's, you know, pretty well known.
Yeah.
It's a game where it's kind of like tag in a way, I guess.
Kind of.
But not, or like cops and robbers, I guess.
Sort of. So essentially, like, you know, all the characters have tasks that they have to complete. But there's one character that's actually like an alien or a traitor, and their task is to kill everyone else, and everybody else's task is to not only do all of the chores that they have. Oh, the cat just freaked out. But everybody else, of course, you know, they have to finish their chores and not die. Mm-hmm. At the very end, if somebody discovers a body or whatever the case is, they can actually call an emergency meeting, and everybody votes on who they want to kick out, who they think the imposter is. Mm-hmm. And it can get really funny there, because I saw a video, it was on TikTok, so it was really short, but everybody had really weird names. All their names was like me, we, she, they, you, he, I, all of that. Yeah. So that can get really weird when you're trying to talk to your like friends to see who you're going to vote out. So
yeah, and it's especially funny if you don't have like voice communication because you have to type everything in. And people who have already been killed by the imposter can't put in their input. So everyone who's still alive has to guess who the imposter is. And if someone incorrectly gets voted as the imposter, of course, they get kicked out and, you know, die, basically.
Yeah, game continues.
And that happens until either everyone is dead and the imposter wins, or everyone figures out who the imposter is and the team wins.
Yeah, definitely want to play a few rounds of Among Us.
And now there's so many different ways that you can customize it. You can have like 2 imposters, you can have 3, you can have like 1 survivor, like 7 imposters, however many. I think the max is like 8 people.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, so you can have it, you know, 1 versus 7.
And that'd also be interesting because not every imposter knows that there's more imposters, I don't think.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Very, very interesting. And the last one is kind of like a general, but simulator games.
The cat is going crazy right now.
Yes, I don't know why our cat is on drugs right now, but she's
just sprinting across the room.
I think because it's thundering a lot.
Oh, that could be. Yen, you're okay. I promise. Anyway.
General simulator games. Simulator games have been getting super popular lately. They have been for the past couple of years. One of the most notable ones is Goat Simulator.
Oh, God. Oh, I love Goat Simulator. It's just silly fun.
Yeah. And I think that's what a lot of simulator games are. They're just silly fun.
Oh, yeah. You know, of course, along with Goat Simulator, you have, like, Power Wash Simulator. So, of course, it's Power Wash Simulator. You can, like, draw things on buildings or whatever the case is. And it's just really satisfying.
Yeah, and I think a lot of them are built off of, like, kind of ADHD or, like, autistic mindsets.
Right.
Something that you can just do for, like, the satisfaction of being able to do something. Right. Hence the Power Wash Simulator, you know, fully clean, like, meticulously clean, like the side of a building or a sidewalk.
Or a car.
Yeah.
Then, of course, there's a lot of different ones because you also have Farming Simulator, you have Construction Simulator, you have, Bus Driving Simulator,
like
Police Simulator.
The Trucking Simulator.
Yeah.
That one is so funny.
And then for a lot of them, too, you can even go for as simple as possible, really make it just casual, everything's almost automated. Or you can even go on the other side of the spectrum and make it lifelike.
Yeah, like, for example, the Microsoft Flight Simulator.
Oh,
that thing is hard to figure out because it's literally like, you know, when you're taking off, your timing has to be this certain way. Like,
right.
You have to be doing these certain things.
Oh, gosh.
You have to reach these certain destinations by a certain time.
You know, I completely forgot about that game.
Yeah. When we had an Xbox, I got it because it was free on Game Pass. And I could not figure out how to play that thing for the life of me. I was like, I need to put it on this, like, super easy setting because putting it in, like, the realistic setting, no thanks. I'm not a pilot for a reason.
It's kind of a nightmare if you don't know what you're doing.
I crashed several times.
I think, don't they actually use that to, like, train pilots?
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's super cool. The thing that I found to be really interesting is because they have, like, the Google Map where you can actually load your plane into Google Maps and you can go to real places.
Oh, that's amazing.
Where we live doesn't exist in that game.
Oh.
It's this yellow flat mountain.
Oh, great.
Yellow flat mountain? You can't have a flat mountain.
Well, I mean, Mesa.
Yeah, but
I mean, it is flat on top, but it's still.
but it is like what I mean is like the color was flat, like it just looked like there's nothing there.
Oh, gotcha.
And then you get to Albuquerque and it's there, of course.
Of course, it's Albuquerque.
But yeah, so simulator games are super cool too because they mostly are casual games, but there's that realistic part to it.
Yeah. And, some people will actually get some, a little bit of, like, decompression from playing types of games like that.
Yeah.
With the realism and everything.
Yeah, so that's really cool. I haven't played a lot of simulator games, but I would like to.
I think I have Power Wash Simulator.
We should play it.
I wish I had a co-op mode, but yeah, we'll play it.
I know.
Either that or we can start a new campaign on Baldur's Gate. Anyway.
The most casual, uncasual game ever.
Right. And again, if anybody out there hasn't played Baldur's Gate yet, you need to.
Yes.
But all right, any honorable mentions or anything?
I can't think of anything. I mean, I'm sure I could go into the depths of casual gaming, but that would be hours long.
Oh yeah, and I don't think we kind of have the capability of recording, a 3-4 hour long podcast.
And I don't know if anybody would listen to a podcast that's 3 or 4 hours long.
I don't know. Maybe somebody will, kind of put in a little bit more input into that. Yeah. I mean, could we talk for 3 or 4 hours? That might be a stretch, but maybe we could try.
Yeah, that is very true.
All right.
So that's about the end of our list for casual games. If anybody else has any casual games that they really like and want to suggest to people, make sure to leave them in the comments. And if you have any casual games for us to play, that's cool too.
Definitely. Once again, shout out to my cousin at Immortal Create. Go ahead and drop by. Links in the description. Go ahead and just give him some love. Check out his shop. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, also, if you guys have any topics that you would like us to cover, by all means, leave that in the comments as well.
Of course. We're always willing and open to suggestions.
All right. Awesome.
Thank you guys for listening.
We'll see you next time.
See you next time.